Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of City Council, Mr. City Manager. Glenn Gromann, 2201 Northwest Corporate Boulevard, Boca Raton, Florida, here to speak on the aforesaid resolution. I think one of the most pertinent comments today was raised by the Deputy Mayor concerning the need for transparency. And I think that transparency is very important in government. And let me tell you why, and also give you some examples of how transparency has been sort of presented before this body before. And it does involve Councilman Mages. We've been involved, and we've been requested, and it's been requested, and I'm glad that he brought up the issue of plan mobility and planning and zoning. Because with regards to those specific items, it's always been presented to this board that we needed to have the stakeholders involved, that we needed to have transparency, that the stakeholders needed to understand why and how we were doing things. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're providing transparency to understand a critical issue and a critical problem. So the stakeholders should have a say, and they should be able to present information, and they should also be provided to participate in this, obviously, this serious problem. Now, I personally support the fire department and the police department. They do a fantastic job. The recent presidential debate and the seamless and absolutely spectacular work that the police and fire have done is second to none. And I think we have a police and fire department which is second to none. But that being said, there are some other angles to this that I've previously mentioned. And notwithstanding the concept of, and again, there's been some commentary about what was quote-unquote taken away. I think the $3.6 million wasn't really taken away. It was the rate of increase or was sort of scaled back. So nothing has ever been taken away from police and fire. That being said, I think one of the things, and this also addresses Judy's commentary about, you know, the budgets and whatnot. Another way to attack this problem is from the revenue side. And in order to attack a problem from the revenue side, we have an opportunity in this city to derive substantial revenue, substantial tax revenues from smart growth and development. Now, there's one particular member of the council who has consistently opposed and obstructed smart growth and development. We have corporations and developers and others who are interested in investing billions of dollars, not hundreds of millions of dollars, not thousands of dollars, billions of dollars, potentially $5 to $10 billion in growth and development in the city. We're not going to become Miami. We have a downtown DRI. What development is permitted is going to be permitted. It's already written in the books. Nothing wild or crazy is going to happen in that regard. However, the tax revenues from smart growth and development, and also additional items such as off-site roadway improvements and infrastructure improvements, add money to the revenue side of this problem. And I think that we need to consider that. I think that the police and fire union need to consider that their friends are the people who want to invest money in the city and do smart growth and development. Because if you build an Archstone apartment complex, it requires you to have a fire department and a police department to protect that. It's in the police and fire's advantage to have this type of development being undertaken in the city. It's a positive force. If it's done correctly and it's done smartly, as it's always been done in this city, we have a positive opportunity to increase our tax revenue, our tax base, and to bring money in on the revenue side. Now, unfortunately, because we're a little bit behind and we've been delaying things, there's a lag that's involved in these tax revenues. But once this stuff gets on track, then you're going to have the revenue to attack this problem from both the revenue side and whatever the committee and whatever the task force recommends. It's never a one-sided problem. There's always different avenues in which to address this, and that's what a task force brings: new ideas, transparency, positive force. So thank you.
Thank you. Is there